Hello everyone, my greetings to each one of you. This is the sixth session on balance of payments and exchange rate determination. Just a brief introduction. All the economies are open economies and hence trade takes place between the countries. It is mutually beneficial for the countries because each one country is more efficient in producing one good in comparison to the other countries. But different countries use different currencies as medium of exchange. So in order to purchase a good or service from anywhere in the world, one needs to have a currency of that particular country. This creates the problem in settling the transactions with rest of the world. Therefore, exports and imports of goods between the countries with different units of money introduced a system termed as exchange rate system. I am Poonam Vohra from Egypt Economics Learning Center. In this session, you will understand the various exchange rate systems focusing on fixed exchange rate system. So let us begin. Let us begin with the basic concept of foreign exchange rate. It refers to the rate at which one currency is exchanged for the other. For example, if $1 can be exchanged for rupees 50, then value of 1 rupee would be 1 divided by 50, that is $0.20 or 2 cents. It means that 20 cents are needed to have 1 rupee. The exchange rate can fluctuate on day-to-day basis because it is determined by the forces of demand and supply. In the foreign exchange market, the exchange rate may fluctuate, resulting in either currency depreciation or appreciation. So let us focus on these two terms. Currency depreciation refers to decrease in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. It makes the domestic currency less valuable and more of it is required to buy the foreign currency. Rupee is said to be depreciating if price of $1 rises from rupees 45 to rupees 50. It implies that $1 can be exchanged for more rupees. That is, with same amount of dollar, more goods can be purchased from India. It means exports rises. So far as currency appreciation is concerned, it refers to the increase in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. The domestic currency becomes more valuable and less of it is required to buy foreign currency. For example, Indian rupee appreciates when price of $1 falls from rupees 50 to rupees 45. It implies that there is rise in the price of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. That is, with same amount of money, more goods now can be purchased from USA. Now assess yourself and pick up the correct option out of the 4 options given for a statement. The statement is, if a country devalued its currency, it would be having A. Floating exchange rate system, B. Fixed exchange rate system, C. Dirty float, and D. Managed floating system. Please check your answer. The correct answer is option C. If a country devalued its currency, it would be having fixed exchange rate system. The determination of foreign exchange depends on specific international arrangement of procedures to determine the exchange rate of one country vis-a-vis others. So exchange rate regimes have evolved over time in response to global economic events. The major international monetary systems are 1. Fixed exchange rate system, which is also termed as gold standard or pegged exchange rate system. Second is flexible exchange rate or floating exchange rate system. And the third is managed floating exchange rate system, where market forces operate but government also intervenes. Fixed exchange rate system. It refers to a system in which exchange rate is officially declared and fixed by the government. A typical fixed exchange rate system was associated with the gold standard system of 1880 to 1914. Under this system, value of each currency was defined in terms of gold, and therefore exchange rate was fixed according to the gold value of the currencies that have to be exchanged. This was called as mint par value of exchange. For example, if 1 Indian rupee is exchangeable for 125 grams of fine gold and $1 for 25 grams of gold, then 1 rupee is equal to 125 by 25, that is $5. So the price fixed is rupee 1 or $5, or when value of domestic currency is tied to the value of another currency, it is called pegging. The fluctuation in the exchange rate was in terms of devaluation and revaluation. Devaluation refers to reduction in the value of domestic currency by the government, whereas revaluation is increase in the value of the domestic currency by the government. One needs to take note of the fact that devaluation is not same as depreciation. Devaluation is fall in the value due to government, whereas depreciation is fall in the value of currency due to the market forces of demand and supply. Now have a look at this question. Pick up the correct option out of the 4 options given. The statement is fixed exchange rate results in A. High inflation and dissuades investment. B. Discourages exporters to export. C. Low inflation and stimulates investment. Or D. Deterioration in current account balance. Please check your answer. The correct answer is option C. Fixed exchange rates result in low inflation and stimulates investment, simply because such exchange rates are determined by the government. I hope you have understood the fixed exchange rate system. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session is in continuation of the present session, as it focuses on advantages and disadvantages of fixed exchange rate system. Till then, keep reading and keep learning.